Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
Obviously, in recent years, we've managed to enter a new era concerning bowl season with now the expanded and expanding college football playoff. And yeah, I am one of the many who began feeling around the mid 90s that there were a few too many bowl games for their own good. But to paraphrase writer Ivan Maisel in his book The Maisel Report, College Football's Most Overrated and Underrated, there is still just something magical about the fact that I can turn on the TV between my birthday and New Year's Day and get a live action football game at pretty much any time. Added to all of that is the fact that the opening of the transfer portal means that these games are a little hard to preview, as many players are just opting out of them to enter the transfer portal or even to just prepare for the NFL draft. The latter of those is more on like a major scale. If it's one of those teams like, say, Alabama, Texas A&M, Michigan, not so much Colorado, I think, but still, yeah, again, to an extent, I think those schools kind of all apply. And if you're in one of the Power 4 conferences, opting out for the NFL draft is a bit more likely to happen. Then when you get into some of the schools from the non-Power 5 conferences, you're more likely to find guys entering the transfer portal. And if you remember what happened to teams like Oregon State and Florida State last year, obviously Florida State was on the bigger level as that was in the Orange Bowl, but teams can be kind of decimated and wind up fielding basically third stringers up against another team's starters in a bowl game, and these things just really turn ugly fast. So basically what I'm getting at here is there's going to be less player spotlights in these previews and more just on like overall gameplay with the team, as maybe that can actually be a portent to things to come. Anyway, we're covering 8 bowl games in this special, and we're starting things off with the LA Bowl between UNLV and Cal, then it's the Cure Bowl between Jacksonville State and Ohio, then it's the Hawaii Bowl between South Florida and San Jose State. Then it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl with Miami of Florida and Iowa State. After that, it's the Snoop Dogg presents the Arizona Bowl, sponsored by Gin and Juice Energy Drink, which features Miami of Ohio taking on Colorado State. Then it's the First Responders Bowl between North Texas and Texas State, the Duke's Mayo Bowl between Virginia Tech and Minnesota, and then we wrap things up with the Bahamas Bowl between Liberty and Buffalo. That Snoop Dogg one is getting harder to say each and every time. And yes, we'll touch a little bit on some of the changes that have been going on in the sport already at this point. Okay, let's get to this.
ACG means all conditions gear. And all conditions means all conditions. ACG means all conditions gear. And all conditions means all conditions. ACG means all conditions gear. And all conditions means all conditions.
Holiday's a time of folks getting together. Some from nearby, some from miles away. The ones you don't get to see often enough. And on those holiday mornings, give your family the best. Bob Evans sausage, served up in recipes from our holiday cookbook. And remember, it's the season of sharing, so pass those links and patties around. Come on, let's eat.
Bob Evans, down on the farm.
First off, we have the LA Bowl presented by Gronk between the University of Nevada, Las Vegas and California, Berkeley. Now, the Cal Golden Bears have a new quarterback as their previous one entered the transfer portal, meaning this little bit is now more appropriate than ever.
Mendoza!
Basically, this means more of the responsibility is probably going to fall to more like running back Jalen Ott, unless he himself has entered the transfer portal. I'm not entirely sure. There's a quicker turnaround for this game as it's one of the earlier bowl games, so there's a chance maybe that didn't happen. At least to the last time I checked, nothing of that nature has happened just yet. Moving on to UNLV, they now have a new coach, Dan Mullen, the former head coach of Florida and Mississippi State, as Coach Dave Odom has gone to Purdue for their job. I think he's coaching in the bowl game. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, at least for now, Dan Mullen is the coach. At least that's how I'm going to refer to it. Now, the Runnin' Rebels have not been affected by the transfer portal just yet. The only one that really did was an incoming tight end recruit who didn't play this year, obviously. So yeah, there's not really much more than that. That being said, even though the Runnin' Rebels are dealing with a coaching change, they're more intact and experienced. They should probably wind up winning this game rather handily. I'm going to pick the Runnin' Rebels of UNLV to win this. Probably by more than 10 points, so a couple possessions. So yeah, UNLV here.
Her smile can't stop the rain. Got me going like a speeding train. She's hotter than a car left standing in the sun. Whew. She's how the West was won. I said, she's how the West was won. Ladies, that's how the West was won. Yeah, wasn't with an arrow, no, wasn't with a gun. Ladies, that's how the West was won.
From the Magic Kingdom, Sunbanks wish you and your family all the joys, hopes, and love of this cherished holiday season. Season's greetings from Sunbanks, the official bank of the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
See what you've been missing. Days of Our Lives, weekdays.
Our next matchup is the Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida, between Ohio and Jacksonville State. Two teams I covered last week, so, yeah, this one might actually be a bit more broad than usual. I guess the big thing that's happened is Jacksonville State no longer has Rich Rodriguez as head coach, as he's decided to return to the University of West Virginia, where he originally made his name. In fact, the man who's in place to replace him... And in a unique twist, the leading candidate to replace Rich Rodriguez is Neil Brown, the man Rodriguez is replacing at West Virginia. Now, Rodriguez is not coaching the bowl game, but I wasn't able to find out who the interim coach is going to be. But I don't expect there to be too much of a difference. There's not a lot of transfer portal news coming out of them, so it seems like most of the team is intact right now. If there's going to be a key for the Bobcats to win this thing, it's that they're going to have to run the ball control, keep the ball out of the Jacksonville State hands as much as they possibly can. The offense for Jacksonville State is just way too high-powered. And again, I know that sounds awkward here that a team that just lost its coach might actually be better off, but again, not as far as I know, more of the Jacksonville State team is intact right now. So, yeah, I think I'm going to pick Jacksonville State to win this one. So, yeah, I like the Gamecocks here.
Mother Nature, she can be pretty rough sometimes. When you got a cold, or you get out there in the elements, you're feeling bad, man, I'm out there all day. I take contact. It relieves the congestion in your head. You know, your ruddy nose. Every time you stand around, you're dogging another man out. So you better be ready to work when you show up. I'm not taking a 4-hour pill like Actifed. You need a 12-hour pill to get you through the day.
Contact 12 hours of time-release maximum strength medicine.
Mother Nature ain't gonna cut you no slack.
Contact helps turn sick days into work days.
Isotoner makes gloves for every occasion. Gloves for every interpretation and every individual style. In fact, Isotoner offers as many styles and colors as there are ways to express yourself. Isotoner gloves. Make your own kind of music.
Hey, Flyboy, comfy in there? Unless you check the hard side suitcase, we have a major crisis downstairs.
You thought Coach was bad.
It's a war zone down here. That's why I check the Samsonite hard side. Hey, isn't that your bag? When you check a hard side, your clothes won't come out looking like origami.
Sir, could you please return to your seat?
Samsonite hard side. Life is hard. Don't go soft. What's this thing do?
Our next matchup is the Hawaii Bowl between South Florida and San Jose State. Now, obviously, I haven't talked at all about the South Florida Bulls this year. I mean, a team that goes 6-6 is kind of hard to get into it sometimes. As far as I can tell, there's not too much in the transfer portal for this team at all. That being said, they've had another change at quarterback. Their original starter, Byron Brown, got injured in what appeared to be a season-ending injury, but now he may actually be back in, as I believe his replacement quarterback is now in the transfer portal. That being said, South Florida is a team that tends to run the ball a lot, so I don't know how much is going to come down to the passing game here. Likewise, the San Jose State Spartans haven't exactly been affected by the transfer portal too much either. Again, at least as of this recording. They have a pretty strong run game that's complemented by a very decent passing game. Not to mention, this game being in Hawaii, they might actually have a bit of a travel advantage, not having to travel across like 9 time zones. That being said, the Spartans' biggest question is on defense, which is not the most reliable thing in the world, so this game could easily turn into a bit of a shootout, at which point it could be anyone's ballgame. In the end, though, I think momentum is more on San Jose State's side. I think the Bulls will put up a good fight, but San Jose State will pull away and win this in the end. So yeah, I'm picking the Spartans of San Jose State here.
Surprise someone with a Whistler Santa today. Surprise someone with a Whistler's gift. Say Merry Christmas in a special way. Surprise someone with a Whistler Santa today. Surprise someone with a Whistler's gift. Say Merry Christmas in a special way.
Gift certificates. Each is worth 50 cents at McDonald's, and a book of 10 costs only $5. Something special for someone special.
At McDonald's.
Holidays, I want to be with my family, so I'm all for anything that helps cut down on the time I spend hunting for gifts for friends and out-of-town relatives. That's why I bought these Safeway gift certificates. You can get them from $5 to $25, and the people you give them to can buy what they want.
And you don't even have to wrap them. We just mail them with our holiday cards.
Safeway gift certificates, so I'll have a little more time with them. Everything you want from a store and a little bit more.
Up next, it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl between Iowa State and Miami of Florida. Now, Iowa State has a lot of players in the transfer portal, mostly on defense, which, given how they played against Arizona State, that might actually be a good thing. I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, this is definitely where the transfer portal / draft opt-outs are really going to come into play. Now, with Miami, I'm not entirely sure if Cam Ward is opting out or not. At least I haven't found anything on there yet. It could always change, as this is a game that's being played on New Year's Eve. That being said, Miami has actually been active in landing transfer portal players at this moment, but obviously there's nothing too noteworthy to say about that yet, as they can't play. The Hurricanes overall definitely still stinging from their blown lead against Syracuse, but they've actually had an extra week to prepare because of that, unlike, say, again, Iowa State, who completely flopped in the Big 12 championship game. So overall, I think if Cam Ward plays, Miami will probably have the offensive advantage. I think even if they don't, the Hurricanes are still probably a better off team. Again, there's too many questions on the Cyclones' defense. I'm going to pick Miami to win this one rather handily. 14-plus points here. So yeah, I'm picking Miami.
Right now at Dunkin' Donuts for just $4.99, you can take home 2 pounds of our world-famous coffee. That's enough coffee to fill all these cups. It's our own special blend of carefully selected and freshly roasted beans, ground to order. And at just $4.99 for 2 pounds, it's the best coffee around at the best price around. And what's even better, it comes in these convenient packages. Cups not included.
This is one Christmas you're not gonna miss, cause I'm gonna get you the Kodak disc. I'm gonna get you the Kodak disc, so you can take pictures as easy as this. Look at all the shots you're not gonna miss when I get you the Kodak disc. The Kodak disc camera loads in a snap, advances automatically, and has a built-in flash. Nothing's easier, nothing's more fun. That's why you're gonna get it. You'll remember Christmas just like this when I get you the Kodak disc.
This holiday season, serve a delicious ham from Winn-Dixie. Hickory Sweet Boneless Whole Buffet hams are $1.89 a pound. Save 90 cents a pound. What better time to indulge in luscious desserts than at Christmas time? Save 60 cents while Country Fresh Prestige All-Natural Ice Cream is $1.79. And for holiday baking, count on Gold Medal Flour. A 5-pound bag is 79 cents. Save 24 cents more.
Winn-Dixie.
For a very special holiday.
We're right for you.
Wednesdays celebrate a real people Christmas. Then,
Grandma!
a surprise visit puts the pinch on plans for a hot date. And the master Itzhak Perlman teaches Patty how to play the violin on Love Sydney. Then, Quincy counsels a dying woman.
What can I do for her?
And learns a lesson in living. Wednesday on NBC.
And now, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, sponsored by Gin and Juice Energy Drink, between Colorado State and Miami of Ohio. Now, these teams have actually been affected quite a bit by the transfer portal as well. The Red Hawks have lost wide receiver Javon Troy and Reggie Virgil, defensive backs Rayon Strong and Will Hardrick, and the Rams are without their receivers Caleb Goody and Jamani Person. There's also tight end Jordan Williams and defensive end Boam Jack. Apologies if I butchered any of those pronunciations. It's some of these are kind of hard. Now, Colorado State has a very costly loss to Fresno State that cost them a spot in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. And Miami of Ohio followed up the MAC Championship game in a game that they were probably the favored team in, except in the mind of actor Timothy Chalamet. Now, with their team's defenses being what they are, this game could wind up being a shootout in the end. But I think overall CSU is probably a bit better team right now. They'll probably pull things out late for the victory here. So yeah, I'm picking the Rams.
Right now, wrap up a beautiful Christmas at Sears. Save $100 on this 19-inch color TV with electronic quartz precision tuning and automatic 1-button color. Now $399.95. Save $250 on this video recorder with visual search. And save $120 on this cassette and 8-track stereo. Records on cassette and has digital frequency readout. For holiday savings throughout the store, you can count on Sears.
Everyone at Mervyn's and TV5 would like to wish you a happy and safe holiday season.
For weeks, you wanted to know who the killer was. It could have been one of these people, but it wasn't.
I am innocent of murder. I did not murder Kristen.
That means somebody else was at that house that night.
This week, find out who gave the fatal push and who really died in the killing pool. Days of Our Lives, NBC Daytime.
Our next matchup is the First Responder Bowl between North Texas and Texas State. Now, this is effectively a home game for North Texas as they're based in nearby Denton, and the Mean Green are capable of putting up some pretty big numbers on offense and giving up some really big numbers on defense. This team went 6-6 overall this season again. And that's no doubt upsetting to their Hall of Fame alumni that they actually named the team after, by which, of course, I mean Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, again, there's not really too much in the way of transfers here, except starting quarterback Chandler Morris. Obviously, that's a pretty big one. Now, Texas State lost starting running back Ismail Mahdi and may lose starting offensive tackle Alex Harkin. Again, there's still a lot going on right now, so I can't really say too much more than that. Maybe it looks like they'll still have Jordan MacLeod and Joey Hobart, that's the quarterback and wide receiver, to provide some offensive punch. So it does seem like maybe the Bobcats are still going to be the stronger team going into this. They definitely have a more reliable defense. Again, this could be another shootout here, but I think overall TSU is going to pull this off and get the victory. So yeah, I'm picking Texas State.
'Twas the holiday season, and all through the place, people gathered together for lemon-lime taste. And the taste that was chosen by glassful and cup was the great taste of Lyman that beats 7-Up. Only Sprite has the Lyman, and so you can see its taste is unique in a drink caffeine-free. So this holiday season, rejoice and delight. Season's greetings to all, and to all a good Sprite.
It's only Sprite for you.
We'd like to remind you that a gift from Hickory Farms of Ohio can say Merry Christmas to someone rather tough to buy for. It can say nice job to that hard-working secretary, or we miss you to relatives who can't make it in for the holidays. But at Hickory Farms, our gifts also say something about the person who gives them.
Come to Hickory Farms.
Hello, Marge. We love it.
We'll give you a taste of old-time country goodness.
Buy my new game. Buy my new game.
Dad, buy me this new video game. Krusty said you have to.
Video games are so fake. How can you die 1,000,000 times and still be okay?
Want a health pack?
Okay, you can have the game.
Sweet.
I still say games are fake. Hey, what the? Hey.
The Simpsons game.
Hey!
There has the taste to live for. Yeah, the one with taste. That's what it takes. Cool.
Our second to last bowl game is the Duke's Mayo Bowl between Minnesota and Virginia Tech. Two teams I did not cover at all this season. I obviously had more faith in Purdue and Stanford this year, didn't I? Now, the Golden Gophers don't appear to have any opt-outs of note yet. Again, this is another, I believe, New Year's Eve game. I can't remember if it's New Year's Eve or like January 3rd or something like that. The team went 7-5 this season with wins over the likes of Wisconsin, Illinois, and Rutgers, but they also lost to the likes of Iowa, Penn State, and Michigan. PJ Fleck has a good, strong offensive plan with a nice, decent run game supported by an overall decent pass game, but their defense can be hit and miss sometimes. Now, the Virginia Tech Hokies, on the other hand, they're a team in a little bit of a trouble as they just fired 3 of their assistant coaches. So yeah, this year has been very hit and miss overall. The team never really recovered from a blown referee call against Miami. The Hokies' offense is very stagnant. They're not really putting up good numbers. The defense is not there anymore. The days of Beamer ball are pretty long gone at this point. So yeah, Minnesota is definitely coming in with all the momentum. They're a little change in their players, their lineup. So I think they're going to probably win this one handily. I'm guessing they're going to win this by at least a couple touchdowns here. So yeah, I'm picking the Golden Gophers.
This is gonna be a fabulous party.
Here's the Canada Drive.
Everything's gotta be just right for our best friend.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be great. So let it all begin. Cause when I'm mixing with my best friends, I'm mixing with the best Canada Dry.
Aren't you ready for Canada Dry?
Thursday on a special Hill Street, Mick hits the jackpot.
$5,000.
As the boys take on Las Vegas. But a lady of the evening may cash in on his best-kept secrets.
I can't.
While an attempted assassination of the mayor sets off a wave of violence that points to the chief.
You talking conspiracy? That's enough.
Thursday. This week on Days of Our Lives, Roman confronts his deadly enemy, Stefano. His final battle will leave one man alive and one man dead.
And now our final non-college football playoff bowl game, the Bahamas Bowl between Liberty and Buffalo. Now, these two teams both got off to really good starts the early season and then kind of faltered towards the end. Liberty obviously lost to Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, and Sam Houston State. Their defense gave up some really big numbers even in games they won, though their offense could put up good numbers as well. The Buffalo Bulls at one point seemed to be in charge of the Mid-American Conference, only to be done in by losses to Western Michigan, UConn, and Ohio. Now, there was an article about some player transfers, however, it's behind a paywall, so I can't really read it, so I don't know how much of their team is in here or not. Also, it does seem that researching their games Also, it appears that researching some of their games overall this past season, their offense and defense are just a little too unpredictable. Again, like I said, hot start, but then faded towards the finish. Pun not fully intended here. I have a bit more faith in Liberty, and their offense, I guess, is just too high-powered to really discount them. So I think the Flames will pull away in the second half and win this one. All right, let's wrap this thing up.
I've been away so long, but no matter where I've gone, I'm never away for the holidays. I'm bringing Christmas home.
This Christmas, bring home men's fragrances. Boxed gift sets are now 20% off at Target.
Target, bringing Christmas home. An act of kindness, a tender smile. You know that for each and every bell that rings, another angel gets his wings. So show you care and share your life. Remember, it's a wonderful life.
Hey, hey, hey! 'Twas right around Christmas, and as you can see, Arthur Treacher's giving gift certificates free. Don't pay for gift certificates. Get them free with a family pack. Coupons can save lots of money for you. On fish, on chicken, on shrimp and clams, too. Certificates and coupons worth more than $5 free when you buy an Arthur Treacher family pack.
Daddy, afterward, don't forget to bring home our family pack.
Free gift certificates.
Okay, so to wrap things up, I like UNLV over Cal, Jacksonville State over Ohio, San Jose State over USF, and Miami of Florida over Ohio State. I also like Colorado State over Miami of Ohio, Texas State over North Texas, Minnesota over Virginia Tech, and Liberty over Buffalo. Okay, so in all likelihood, the next video is probably going to be the predictions video where we're going to cover the first round of the college football playoff. That's Clemson versus Texas, SMU versus Penn State, Tennessee versus Ohio State, and Indiana versus Notre Dame. I know that's not the order they're being played, and that's just how I wrote it down. Then on the NFL side, we'll be covering Detroit versus Chicago, Miami versus San Francisco, Jacksonville versus Las Vegas, and Minnesota versus Seattle. Okay, so hopefully next week I'll get the random trade review on Harley Quinn Hot in the City out again. Time just got away from me this weekend. I couldn't get much done. I've got the thing all rendered. I just need to start taking notes and writing the script, but it shouldn't take too terribly long. There's not too many random cameos or anything to have to explain, so overall that shouldn't be too terribly hard, so I'll be able to get that out. Hopefully I'll get the Agatha Long review up. I'll try to get more into the movies and television stuff as we turn over into the new year. I still need time to make new openings and exits, outros for the shows as well, just to change up the social media stuff that's in there. All right, see you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/sleepytimeforcat productions. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you can be alerted to further videos.